All right, so welcome everyone to part two of this triad series, this three-part triad series. Just to remind you, this is the last video, the last segment of part one, what I have on the screen right now. If you don't know it well, then go back and practice it a while more before you come to this video because it will be confusing if you don't know this well and it doesn't make sense already. So part two. Today we're going to go over the major triads that we've gone over already, but we're going to show you how there's an awesome way to put patterns in each position so that you can access the 1-4-5 right in each pattern, very close together. So the 1-4-5, if you haven't watched the blues video, I have a video called the 1-4-5 and the 12-bar blues, which explains about the basic blues uh, chord progression, which is 1-4-5, which refers to the first note of the scale, the major scale, the fourth note of the major scale, and the fifth note of the major scale. They use those three chords for basic blues shuffle, for basic blues, okay? So the 1 of D, the root note, is D, obviously, and then the 4 is G, and the 5, the fifth note of the D major scale, is A. So D, G, A are the 1-4-5 chord progression, the basic blues chord progression in the key of D. So that's what this little legend is here for. The white notes are going to be D major, the green are going to be G major, or the 4 of the major scale, and the A are going to be yellow, right? Yellow is going to be A, or the 5 of the scale. So you can see the distinction clearly. So all three of these patterns down here, if you watched the last video, you know that they are major. So this is D major in the first pattern, D major in the second pattern, D major in the third pattern. And just so you can see that more clearly here, we have D, D, and D. Now let's go pattern by pattern. The first pattern, this white notes here, are still D, like we just looked at a moment ago. So I put 1-4-5 here so you can see clearly, but this is the root. So this is the root of this pattern here, right? Is on the second string. So this is a D, this pattern here, this white notes. Now, these patterns are movable all over. So if you're using the major form, this triad, this bottom triad on the first string, if you're using that pattern, then you can always use these patterns to find the 1-4-5. So from the D, and I'll show you how it sounds on my guitar here. I have my guitar here. So the D, of course, sounds like this. And then from the 1, you can go up to the 4. So right where the D is, you use the same fret, right? The third fret there where the white note is, the last white note. On that same fret, just slide up, bar